And welcome into this edition of Community in Action, formerly ACAP Today, the broadcast of Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties, with your latest update of news and events happening and programs and services accessible to you here in the three-county region. I'm Jason Parent with Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties. Welcome into this edition for January 2026. Well, it's a brand new year and a brand new month. And that means many of you out there are looking at making sort of resolutions or ways that you're going to be better in this new year. Well, we've got just the team to help you do that this time around, and that's members of our prevention team who are going to talk to you about programs and services that are available to you and how they're helping to make our community a healthier and better place through local schools, through community presentations and engagements, in ways to ensure that people are, if they're interested, quitting tobacco products, helping to avoid substance use, and helping to stay healthy, fit, and active in this new year. We're going to catch up with members of that prevention team in just a little bit. But before we do that, we're first going to get to the news and information that you can use again for this brand new year, the month of January 2026. And so we begin with this piece of information as we tell you about an open house that's coming up for our team at Friendship Cottage, which is an adult day service center providing comfort, care, and community in the Blue Hill Peninsula, right there in Blue Hill. We're hosting an open house at Friendship Cottage to make the community aware of the services that are provided there. We provide services for individuals who need day services for their loved ones, specifically loved ones who are seniors, but we do provide along the age spectrum in adulthood for individuals who need this service. The open house is happening on Friday, January 16th from 4 to 6 p.m. at the facility called Friendship Cottage at 118 Ellsworth Road in Blue Hill. The community is invited to attend, and we hope that if you're in the area and interested in the services and programs that Friendship Cottage offer, or just want to learn more about the services that are held there and see the beautiful facility there in Blue Hill, you'll stop by and join us from 4 to 6 p.m. again at 118 Ellsworth Road in Blue Hill. For more information, you can check out our social media and our website for details on the open house. We also are now in the coldest month of the year, typically here in January in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties. And we're reminding folks who may need assistance this season to heat their homes that the Home Energy Assistance Program is available and accessible to you. You can see the income guidelines there on your screen, where depending on your household size, there are different income levels that make you eligible for the program. If you have any questions, and there are also deductions that can be made on things such as medical deductions and the like, we really do encourage you to contact us. You can reach our energy line across the three counties at 768-3053 or email us at energy@acap-me.org. 768-3053 is also the line to call if you are in need of emergency fuel assistance during this challenging and cold winter season. Again, please do not hesitate to call if we can be of assistance to you through the Home Energy Assistance Program. Our prevention team is going to talk about this in just a little bit, but if you are thinking in this new year about pausing or quitting tobacco products, the Maine Quit link can help. We'll talk about how that's a resource here for you in just a little bit, but we also have team members here on site, Allison Gooding, who's going to be one of our team members interviewed in a little bit, who's going to talk to you about how you can help connect with resources to quit tobacco products. Megan Lakem is also available. Their contact information, as well as Darren Stone, can all help and provide more information on that. But we are encouraging those of you who are interested in this new year to quit like a Mainer and connect with us or through the Maine Quit link, quitlink.com for more information. We also wanted to share with you a new service that we're offering here in Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties, and those are nurse coaching services for families. These are particularly for families who have children engaged or even the adults engaged, often engaged with the medical environment. We provide assistance to families with new babies and early childhood education, assistance around mental health and well-being, also as well as financial benefits and navigation and nutrition and healthy lifestyle. We have a nurse, a registered nurse, who is providing these services across specifically Washington and Hancock counties. But if you are in need of coaching services, and we can work with you to determine whether the nurse coach is the better fit for your household, reach out to Jen Winter. It's jen.winter@acap-me.org, or you can call her directly at 207-610-0740. Again, Jen Winter, who is ACAP's, or Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties nurse coach. We also want to share with you that the prevention team, and we're going to talk about this a little bit as well, is offering an opportunity to learn how to save a life here in the new year. There are free community classes coming that are open to all Aroostook County residents. You don't need a medical background. You just need to bring your willingness to help. And this is in terms of helping individuals who might face other individuals in opioid overdose situations. So Community Action will be offering free on-site Narcan trainings for businesses, schools, and community organizations. These can be scheduled at your convenience and at your location, or we can do them here at our location or locations across Aroostook County. You can call us at 207-554-4148 or email prevention@acap-me.org. And our prevention team is also looking to recruit peer leaders, become a Catch My Breath peer facilitator. Now, Catch My Breath is a program that is helping individuals commit to being positive role models for others, supporting classmates in making healthy, informed decisions, and really helping in overall areas in public schools. You can contact Darren Stone or Teresa Dow. Their contact information is available there on my screen. Again, to become a youth peer facilitator under the Catch My Breath program and serve as a positive role model at schools in the area. We're also offering this opportunity. It's through the Maine Venture Fund, and we want to make you aware of it. If you are looking to win up to $1,500 for your idea, it might be to start an app, a business, or a side hustle. You can submit a one-page business plan to the Maine Startup Challenge, and that could turn your idea into $1,500. And help you stand out on college and scholarship apps. This is specifically for youth in the area. You can go to how it works is you download the one-page template, fill in your idea, add a short video, and that's optional, and submit online before the deadline. Deadline is coming up here this spring on May 1st, but a good idea to get that done early. You can scan that QR code there for more information. Again, this is offered through the Maine Venture Fund for youth looking to get a little entrepreneurial and creative and have some resource to help do just that. We also want to share with you that our prevention team is offering this option as well, what you can do instead, how to keep your teen safe from alcohol. There is information available. Here are some tips here that our team is going to be talking about. But if you have questions or need more information, email our prevention team at acap-me.org. These are things that are available to help children, youth in particular in our community, skip becoming involved in alcohol use at an early age. Please contact us here at Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, Hancock counties for more information. And also, we are in the final days through January 15th is the deadline to enroll and find a health insurance plan that works for you through coverme.gov. We also have individuals, navigators that are available here at the agency, and will continue after the January 15th deadline to have individuals available for folks who have qualifying circumstances and can get into the health insurance marketplace through coverme.gov. Please do contact us here at the agency if you have any questions, or go to coverme.gov. Again, we have navigators that can help you make informed decisions using coverme.gov. So give us a call here if you need more information, or go to coverme.gov. And lastly, if you or your family needs assistance, you can contact us here at Community Action in Aroostook, Washington, and Hancock counties. Cumulatively across the area, we offer services in early care and education, energy and housing, coaching and workforce, aging services, those specifically in Hancock and Washington County, and prevention and wellness services, those specifically in Aroostook County. We'd certainly like to help connect you with any of these services or programs, or just call us if you're not quite sure what you need. Maybe we have the program or service that can help, or we can connect you with a community partner organization. And that's the news and information that you can use again for this, the first month of the new year, January 2026. Happy New Year to all, and thank you very much. And as I mentioned at the top of this month's edition of Community in Action, we are going to have a conversation this month with members of our prevention team about ways they're helping keep our communities healthier, especially here in Aroostook County in 2026. And so we welcome to the program this month, first, the coordinator of our prevention programs, Teresa Dow. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you.
And a familiar face on this program, formerly known as ACAP Today, Allison Gooding, who's shared all kinds of opportunities for community to be engaged with healthy and wellness activities in the past. Nice to have you back, Allison.
Thank you very much, Jason. Pleasure to be here.
And a new member of our prevention team, at least new to this broadcast, and that's Brittany Montgomery. Brittany, welcome to this edition of Community in Action.
Hello, and thank you.
Great to have all three of you. So there is a lot of activity happening in progress and some great plans ahead in 2026 for our prevention team. Teresa, as the leader of the team, maybe if you could sort of summarize, and then we'll talk with Brittany and Allison specifically about some of the areas that they're working on. Talk about what's new and exciting in 2026 and a pilot program I understand that you're launching.
Yes. So one of the important things that we want to ensure with the work that we're doing here at the agency is that if something were to happen, the services and the education that our community educators are specifically within our tobacco team are trained in can continue to happen within our school systems. So we've been really trying over the past couple of years to figure out a way that we could advance across Aroostook County. We have some sort of schools that we've been in consistently, and then we have others that we have either hadn't had the opportunity to connect with. So we wanted to find a way to sort of grow the program. So we launched a pilot program this year through our tobacco prevention, which allowed us to connect with 6 new schools across Aroostook County to be able to go in and provide our tobacco prevention curriculum. And then we partnered with existing schools that we've been fortunate enough to train faculty members in providing Catch My Breath training. So those faculty members are committed to providing at least 2 full sessions of Catch My Breath to students within their designated schools. And they'll receive, both pilot programs will receive an incentive for doing that. So it's really great. We've gotten some really good feedback. Within the Caribou school system, we have a youth that attends that school whose parent just happens to be on the prevention team and facilitates Catch. So they were able to have some conversation about what's happening. So it's just really great to see that flourish across the county.
Now, speaking of areas of the county where we're reaching with that tobacco prevention curriculum, Allison Gooding, you have done a tremendous job in really doing outreach in Southern Aroostook, especially this past year, in reaching a pretty impressive number. Tell us about how you're connecting with folks down in Southern Aroostook through our schools and this tobacco prevention program.
Sure. It's pretty exciting, actually. We've been making considerable outreach efforts to the schools, as Teresa mentioned, to the ones which we've served previously, as well as to new ones. And I was delighted to hop on board with Southern Aroostook Community School down in Dyer Brook in the previous month. And I've been providing what we know as Catch My Breath, which is an evidence-based curriculum that is internationally known and used, and it focuses on working with students in groups, in classrooms, usually in a school situation, and it focuses on informing youth of what the facts are. I'm not here to help make someone's decision for them. People are certainly able to do that. But we've got the ability to have peer leaders who can also train down the road. So we've got a kind of a program looking forward to what that might look like in the future. But I had the opportunity to teach all the students at Southern Rustic Community School in grades 6 through 10. And that was a large number of students, about 130 plus students who have perhaps not tried smoking or vaping. Maybe they have. It's what we call a universal audience. And so there's a way for these students to find out what's really in their vapes or their combustible cigarettes. And that really has had a remarkable impact, I think, because I was able to partner not only with the students, but with the teachers in such diverse fields as physical education or health or art or math or science. And the good news there is that the teachers were well impressed, I think, with the Catch My Breath curriculum in that it has been tied to national and state standards. So they were able to take my lessons and give them a letter grade for their classes. And they really appreciated having that opportunity to do that. So that helped with understanding and buy-in because certainly they were observing what it was that I was doing. And because it's so interactive and relies on small group presentations, they were really impressed with, and I was impressed with, the students' retention of the information that I presented with them. For example, they all remembered that there is literally no water vapor in vaping. There's nothing in a vape that has water in it. Instead, it does have nicotine in 99% of the cases, and it also has a large number of chemicals, which, when heated, turn into other compounds, and 9 of those have been proven to cause cancer. So this is new information, and it's tailored for each class. So the students had great retention and enthusiasm. I can see that they were interested in the fact that really in northern Maine, there are no ways to, right now anyway, to dispose safely of vapes. And we're concerned because of that. For fire purposes, for example, as well as environmental concerns. And so the teachers, the guidance counselors, the staff at the school were all very welcoming and receptive. And the good news too is, as Teresa was mentioning, with the existing schools, we've trained teachers to help make this longer lasting than just my presence or Brittany's presence. I'm looking at training at least one of the teachers at Southern Rustic in Dyer Brook to do just what I did for 33 classes over about 4 weeks. So it's been a lot of fun. I was very interested and encouraged by the students' interest and enthusiasm.
Excellent. And we'll come back and talk to you about where the program goes from here, because I understand you're expanding to a new school. But I want to transition now to Brittany Montgomery, the newer member of our team, who's really hit the ground running and working in a program we call Improving Outcome for Youth. And Brittany, your work has more or less focused north, whereas a lot of Allison's work has focused in the south. So tell me about some of the exciting things you're doing up in the St. John Valley.
Yes, so we are with up in Fort Kent, and we're in St. Francis. And we've been so far doing Lions Quest, which is social and behavioral learning. We just finished, and it was amazing to see how well kids respond to a space that is tailored to them. Especially when it comes to social and emotional learning, making those safe spaces and safe to be emotional in spaces is so key. And seeing kids open up about that is truly amazing. At the tail end of Lions Quest, we had a survey, and I'm very happy to say that 76% of the students in just this class and just these 2 areas agreed that their classroom felt like a space where they were safe and respected, which is so important. And that's a job well done for the whole team.
And And that's certainly not always the case in public schools or any schools today, in particular. So tell me about how that works. What do you do in terms of working with the classrooms, working with the students and the teachers to be able to achieve that kind of outcome?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things that I learned and one of the most impactful things in the classroom is an opening and closing circle. It gets everyone on the same page. It gets us all moving at the same time instead of like a hard start time to a class and a hard finish time. It creates a boundary for respecting each other's time, and it gets us all working in the same momentum. And I find that the most helpful. And it's an easy thing to do with just a question and a little activity. It takes less than 5 minutes, and it makes the space feel owned, which is so wonderful.
Now that's the who am I component. Is that what you're talking about now, Brittany?
Oh no, the Who Am I was a project that we did that was really successful. It was by far what the students were most happy about. Uh, I've been calling it a guided poster. I made kind of pre-laid out posters, almost like a giant worksheet for the kids to fill out what adjectives represented them, what their values were. I had them go through and circle a few key components that were their favorite from curriculum that we covered, and then explain why. And then they could deck it to the absolute nines with stickers and glitter and tape and whatever they wanted. And then we had an open classroom for everyone to go around and share. And it was so sweet. One of the sweetest things was there were students putting down under the Who Are My Friends section, they were putting down their other classmates where they would hear like, oh, you put me down as your friend, and then they would immediately go over and put them down as their friend. And it was very sweet, and it really brought the classrooms together.
Yeah, it sounds like it really resonated with the students.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to you, Allison, because we're kind of sort of moving from some really great things that have been done that you, Brittany, Teresa, and your colleagues across Aroostook County. There are many more members of our prevention team than those represented here on the screen, but you have some exciting plans coming up as we head into, gosh, hopefully the spring months. We're in January and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel at this point, but spring will come and some exciting things will come for our tobacco education program as well.
Yes, absolutely. I'm very much looking forward to some of the upcoming outreaches that I'll be doing actually in January, so sooner than we might think, with schools in the Holton region. And I will be working at two of the alternative high schools in the area. And in one of them, I'll be doing something that we've spoken about before called Photo Voice, which is a way to put disposable cameras in the hands of students or their own phones with cameras in them so that they can have a voice about what matters to them and show that they themselves matter, much in the same way that Brittany was talking about. And so that will be an exciting opportunity locally here in one of the alternative high schools. And I'm also looking forward to providing Catch My Breath for middle school and high school at a local Southern Aroostook school in this area, in the Holton area. So that will be happening, and that will be happening toward the end of January into February. Because there are a number of classes and to schedule, so that's exciting. And those will be grades 7 and 9 that I'm looking to right now. And that is new and exciting information. And the other piece is that I'm looking to, based on the work that I did with Photo Voice at one of the other schools, the alternative school, now they're thinking about having me come in to do Catch My Breath. So it's a way of developing and nurturing and growing relationships with people as they see what can be done with their students and how it does build a student's sense of self-worth and help a class to gel. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity as well, for sure.
A lot of really great things happening with our public school partnerships. But one of the things I want to also give you time to talk about, Allison, for just a moment is, and we talked at the beginning of the broadcast when I shared with folks that this is sort of a new year, an opportunity to start some new healthy habits, that there may be folks out there that aren't in the public schools who want to learn about the dangers of tobacco and maybe get resources to stop. And certainly you have access to those resources and can share with us how somebody can go about getting started on that journey. So why don't you talk about that for a moment?
I absolutely can, and I'm delighted to do that because this is the week. It's the looking toward making New Year's resolutions. And what we've learned through research is for our tobacco team, and that will be Megan and Darren out of the Presque Isle office, and I'm out of the Holton office for our CAP agencies. Is that sometimes people decide to quit smoking. They know that they'd like to make that decision. But oftentimes what doesn't help is just hopping into that decision saying, I'm going to quit smoking this weekend without really having a plan in place. This is a way to get a free plan for adults to text a number or to click on the interactive link that you see here on the screen for Maine Quit Link. Every state has its own Quit Link, and ours provides free and individualized help for people who want to quit smoking, help them come up with an individualized plan. They're not in the smoker's face, but there is that connection so that you can tailor a plan so that you're much more likely to succeed or pause even in your smoking journey. So it's very, very difficult to quit smoking or vaping, and we're here to provide as much as we can to promote the Maine Quit Link. And for teenagers, there's also a similar link that students, teenagers, can reach out to through texting for My Life, My Quit. And it's an easy, anonymous, well, fairly anonymous as far as talking with someone at the state level to get that help. And we have lots of free resources that any of us would be happy to provide. We can provide one-on-one conversations and to help people quit. And that's pretty exciting too.
Now, Teresa, we've talked with your two colleagues here about a lot of the work that's happening in the tobacco environment and helping people to make smart choices about either quitting or not getting involved with tobacco products, and about youth empowerment and engaging youth in our communities and in our schools. But there's other facets to our prevention program as well, including the substance use prevention program. Tell me about some of the great things that the team is working on in that regard.
We have two community educators currently. One of them primarily focuses going into schools, providing social emotional learning to youth that are younger than the age group that Brittany currently serves. So Darren Stone, for instance, is working within our substance use prevention team as well. And he's providing social emotional learning to students between the ages of between the grade level of third grade and eighth grade. So working within some of our smaller school systems, like Caswell, and then also sort of joining forces in the Washburn Middle School, which is exciting, or elementary middle school, which is very exciting because it's the first year that we've been able to make that connection with Washburn. We also have one of our other community educators, Holly Durrett. She is also a family coach here within the agency, but she is going to the Aroostook County Jail and providing services to individuals that are incarcerated. She's actually providing the Prime for Life curriculum that teaches individuals and educates individuals around the risks of drugs and alcohol use. We've found this in the past to be very powerful. We're hoping to equip parents to be able to provide that information to youth to make sounder judgments and decisions when they have the opportunity to. And it's been really impactful because individuals may not realize that choices that they make are driven from somewhere else. So it could be driven from trauma, peer pressure, things of that nature. So having these conversations and engaging conversations, even with adults, they still have those light bulb moments where it's sort of, oh, that's something that sort of pushed me in this direction, or that's why I made that choice and that decision, even though it may not have been the best. So Holly has been going into the jail twice a week since the beginning of December, meeting with both the male population and then doing a separate group for the female population. And it's been really great, and we've been getting some really good feedback.
Sounds like some great early feedback with that group. What haven't we talked about, Teresa, that you want to make sure that folks know about the work? I know that next month we're going to be talking more in depth with your Healthy Eating Active Living, HEAL is what I was trying to say there, your Healthy Eating Active Living team member and some of her colleagues statewide and regionally about that area. So we're going to save that conversation for next month. But what else can you think of that you want to make sure people know about how we're engaging specifically here in Aroostook County on the prevention front?
I just would like to share that we have a sort of a wide variety of resources here at the agency, whether it's a pause kit for an individual that might be looking to stop vaping or using nicotine products. We also have the availability and the ability to be able to provide Narcan trainings. So I have gone into date and done 5 different organizational and community trainings around Narcan. And people learn and individuals learn the signs and symptoms of an overdose, how to properly administer Narcan, and then aftercare. So we have that ability here at the agency as well, and that's working with in collaboration with the Maine Recovery Network. So that's a grant that we're very excited to have here at the agency. If anyone needs any safe medication disposal items, we have those, medication lock boxes, cannabis lock bags. We have a wide variety of stuff and items that are at no cost to the community. We're really looking to get items out there to prevent medications from getting into the hands of those that they may not be able, or they should not be in, and the same when it comes with cannabis products and things of that nature. So we do have a lot of exciting work happening here at the agency. I feel like everyone is moving a lot faster than we have in the past, which is very exciting.
Great work coming out of the prevention team indeed. So last question, I guess, for each of you, since we're at that point in the year, at the very beginning of the year, when folks, as we've talked about throughout this broadcast, are looking to maybe be healthier or make better decisions about their lives and maybe feel better, as Brittany has shared that she's working with youth to help them feel more empowered and better about their friendships and their relationships and their environment. What advice do you, the three of you, have for getting off to a great start in the new year? Teresa, as the leader, I'm going to begin with you on that one, and then we'll go to Allison and Brittany to give them a couple more minutes to think about it.
One of the things that comes to mind is sort of like a self-care plan. Set down and make some small goals that you hope to achieve, and then make steps to get to those larger goals. And celebrate the small successes. Anything is achievable if you put your mind to it. And those small successes are just as important to celebrate as those that are, the end results or the end goal. So just making sure that you're having those milestone celebrations, that'll help keep momentum going in the right direction.
Great advice. From Teresa to Allison. Allison, what advice do you have for folks to get off to a good start in the new year?
I think that's very, very valuable what Teresa has mentioned, because so often we are right on screech and don't recognize the little wins. And that's part of the quitting process too, I've found. Talking with individuals who'd like to stop smoking or vaping or using pouches, whatever is the delivery system for nicotine. And I think that what I would suggest is that even it's such a hard process to quit smoking. Let's say that you might not be successful in the first round of trial, but remember that there is good that has come out of that. You found out what didn't work perhaps for you, or you've learned, well, this was good up until this certain point. Maybe I got together with a group of friends and that probably wasn't the best time to do that. So you gain insight. So nothing's ever wasted with a pause or a quit process. So just to encourage people to look at the big picture for that as well as the small.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Brittany, the last word is yours on advice for people heading into this new year.
So I think a really good thing that not most people practice is giving yourself a fun goal and like a big fun goal to work towards. Like I've never been to a concert that I've picked out to go to myself. And that's my goal for the upcoming year. I think the psychological effects of working towards something that isn't considered kind of a drag in business is extremely beneficial, and making sure to hit those goal points, and then the reward, which is already a reward in itself at the end, feels that much more exceptional.
Great. We will have to do a check-in at the end of the year to see which concert you decided that you wanted to go to in 2026. Anxious to hear that choice. Thank you so much, Brittany Montgomery, Teresa Dow, and Allison Gooding, members of our prevention team, getting us off to a great start in this new year. We're going to continue this thread of conversation in our February edition, and I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But before we leave you all, we're going to end here with our snapshot of the month, our highlight snapshot. And for this month, we take you down to our team at Avery Lane in Ellsworth, where one of our team members, Kaylee Smith, who's the health manager for Head Start Down East, has earned her Head Start manager credential from the Academy at the National Head Start Association. Congratulations to Kaylee. Congratulations to Teresa, who also was honored with an award just recently, and that we shared that information in our weekly briefing. But congratulations to all of our team members who in 2025 earned some designation or were awarded as being top professionals in their field. Thank you all for joining us on this January edition of Community in Action. On the February edition, as I mentioned, we're going to be joined by individuals who are going to talk about how we can be more healthy in terms of active living and in our nutritional intake. We're going to have that conversation across 3 counties next month when we return for another edition of Community in Action. Until then, have a great January, everyone.